Okay, so hear me out. The Amazing World of Gumball is one of those rare cartoon unicorns that manage to be absolutely unhinged, visually insane, emotionally deep, and somehow smarter than 90% of adult sitcoms. Like, it gave us every flavor of chaos. Real-world photos slapped next to cartoon characters, anime battles in the school cafeteria, and deep moral lessons sandwiched between fart jokes. It's like someone tossed SpongeBob, Adult Swim, and a Tumblr fanfic into a blender and somehow made a masterpiece. So naturally, when something's that good, someone's gonna try to copy it. And oh boy, they did. Today, we're diving into every show that got accused of copying Gumball. Some are hilarious knockoffs, some are low-key inspired masterpieces that got unfair hate, and some were actual crimes against animation. And by the end, you'll either appreciate Gumball even more, or realize just how tricky it is to walk the line between inspired by and we just changed the names. Let's start with the most blatant offender, the one that didn't even try to hide it, Miracle Star. If you've never heard of it, congratulations, you were spared. But also, you have to look this up later. This was China's version of Gumball, and I use the word version the same way people say boneless wings. It's a lie. Miracle Star straight up ripped Gumball off frame for frame. The animation? Suspiciously similar. The characters? Gumball and Darwin, except one's a goat named Maoi Xing and the other's a frog named Guagua. That's not a creative twist. That's Gumball with a cheap mustache and glasses. Like if Gumball was cosplaying himself on Wish. And I'm not even exaggerating. They literally copied scenes from Gumball shot for shot. There's one from the very first episode of Gumball, the DVD, where Nicole gets so mad she punches a wall, and the fear of God enters Gumball's soul. Well, Miracle Star took that entire scene, swapped out the characters, and called it original content. Bro, that's not even lazy. That's bold. They didn't even give Anna a clone. And the theory behind why is even wilder. Possibly due to China's one-child policy at the time and how boys were often prioritized. Yeah, that deep. Even side characters were stolen. Carrie the Ghost? Now a haunted broccoli. Bobert the Robot? They slapped together their own metallic knockoff. Masami? Same design, different color. Like they just clicked the paint bucket tool and moved on. So what did Cartoon Network do? Did they sue? Nope. They clapped back with art. They made a whole Gumball episode called The Copycats, where Gumball and Darwin meet their own knockoff clones, Chi-Chi and Ribbit, while grocery shopping. It's hilarious, it's shady, it's perfect. The whole episode is a middle finger wrapped in an Emmy. And the ending? The Wattersons literally try to end their own lives to take down the copycats. I'm not kidding. They jump into fiery explosions, wild stunts, anything to out-crazy their clones. But because the clones can't think for themselves, they get taken out by a plot twist. Anais saves the day, and since she doesn't have a Chinese counterpart, the copycats can't copy her plan. Poetic justice, baby. After that episode aired, Miracle Star got annihilated online. 1 star on IMDb. Fans roasted it. It got cancelled in 2017 and never came back. Rest in pieces. But it wasn't the only show in the Gumball Clone Wars. Let's talk about Pinky Malinky. This one's weird because Pinky isn't some obvious ripoff. It's more of a misunderstood cousin. Like, if Miracle Star is that kid who copied your homework and still failed the test, Pinky is the classmate who worked with you on the group project and maybe borrowed a few slides for their solo presentation. Pinky Malinky follows a literal hot dog boy, yes, an anthropomorphic hot dog, trying to fit in with humans. His best friends? JJ and Babs. And right away, the animation feels familiar. That's because the show's creator, Christopher Millard, used to work on Gumball. He was a storyboard artist in Season 1 and a writer in Season 2. So yeah, it makes sense that his new show might have that same weird, elastic, zany vibe. Like in the first episode, Pinky inflates like a balloon and shoots into the sky. Classic cartoon logic. Very Gumball energy. But that kind of physical comedy isn't owned by Gumball, it's in SpongeBob, Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes. Stretchy physics are basically the backbone of cartoon culture. And here's the kicker. Pinky existed before Gumball. Yeah. The original Pinky Malinky pilot came out in 2009, before Gumball even hit the air. So technically, Gumball copied him? Nah, it's not that deep. But the timing did mess Pinky up. By the time it finally dropped on Netflix in 2019, fans were like, oh look, another Gumball wannabe. Which, honestly, feels unfair. But there's one thing I can't ignore. Babs. You look me in the eye and tell me Babs isn't just gender-bent Darwin. I dare you. She's sweet, she's supportive, she wears green and orange. and she exists solely to be Pinky's ride-or-die bestie. Like, hello? Darwin much? And unlike a cheeky Easter egg, Babs isn't a one-off. She's a major character, which makes it feel less like, haha, homage, and more like, yoink. So is Pinky a ripoff? Not really, but it's also not totally innocent. It's more like artistic deja vu. Gumball's DNA is in there, but not in a malicious way. More like, I helped raise this kid and now he's doing his own thing. Too bad the show never got the love it deserved. It was basically canceled before it even began. Netflix shelved it for years, then quietly dumped it in 2019. By then, the creators had moved on, and Netflix, being Netflix, decided it wasn't worth keeping. One season and done. Brutal. Now let's move on to a show that actually had the right to look like Gumball. Elliot from Earth. This show, oh man, it had so much potential. Like, if Gumball had a sci-fi baby with Steven Universe, this would be it. Elliot from Earth is about a kid and his mom who get randomly teleported across the galaxy and land in an alien world. They're trying to figure out what happened, who brought them there, and why there's a talking dinosaur named Mo, who becomes Elliot's new BFF. Sound trippy? It is. But it's also beautiful, funny, and surprisingly deep. And the animation, suspiciously familiar. It's basically Gumball's cousin, because it literally is. Same studio, same UK-based Cartoon Network team. Even Sarah Fell, one of Gumball's producers, stepped up as creative director for Elliot. So yeah, the DNA isn't just similar, it's shared. Mo the dinosaur also gives off major Darwin vibes. Loyal? Check. Curious and kind? Check. Orange and green color scheme? Check. Also, a literal outcast who evolves into something more than what they were born to be? Double check. But the thing is, Elliot from Earth never tried to hide it. It wasn't copying, it was growing from the same roots. Kind of like if the same band makes two different albums. They sound similar, sure, but the vibes? Totally different. While Gumball thrived in randomness, Elliot leaned more into story. It was serialized, mysterious, emotional, and that's what makes its fate so tragic. It got canceled after just 16 episodes. No closure, no announcement, just poof, gone. HBO Max even removed it in 2022 during their cost-cutting massacre. Thanks, capitalism. The showrunner left, fans were left dangling off a cliffhanger, and Cartoon Network just moved on. And that, my friends, is how you waste potential. Okay, one more. And this one's sneaky. Harvey Beaks. At first glance, you wouldn't even think to compare it to Gumball. It's a sweet Nickelodeon show about a bluebird and his friends Fee and Foo living in the forest. The vibe is calmer, gentler, more storybook. But when you squint, you start seeing it. Harvey? Sweet and thoughtful, like Darwin. Fee? Wild and chaotic, definitely Gumball energy. Foo? Goofy but loyal, like Aeneas if you turned down her IQ and turned up the sugar. Even their colors match Gumball's crew. Blue, pink, orange. Coincidence? Maybe, but it feels familiar. And then the backstories hit. Foo, like Darwin, grew up separated from his family. They both found love in an adopted family. They both struggled to find identity and belonging, and ended up stronger for it. So is Harvey Beaks a Gumball clone? Honestly, it's its own thing. Its own beautiful, underrated thing. It tackled deep themes, family, loss, even death. All while hiding in the forest like a little emotional landmine. It didn't copy Gumball, it stood beside it. But once again, it got Nickelodeoned. Canceled after 2 seasons, shoved to Nicktoons. Forgotten by the network, remembered by the fans. Harvey never got the spotlight it deserved. So, after all that, what's the verdict? Did these shows really copy Gumball? Some? 100%. Miracle Star? You're guilty, Your Honor. But others? I think they were inspired by the energy, the style, the chaos that made Gumball magic. And inspiration isn't a crime. What is a crime is pretending to be original when you're just repainting someone else's masterpiece. But here's the real kicker. Gumball said it best. Be your own you, be your own you. Try something new and find your own things to do. And if there's one thing these shows teach us, it's that being your own you isn't always easy. But it's always worth it. Now, if this video made you mad, sad, or nostalgic for Gumball in any way, you know what to do. Smash that like button, tell me in the comments which of these shows deserve better, and maybe, just maybe, subscribe for more painful cartoon nostalgia. Unless you're a copycat, then I double dog dare you to subscribe. Your move, Ribbit!